Okay, so I'm excited because, well, let me say for the sake of the date, it's Sunday, August 6th, and this is my personal, like, legit team call that I've had. We've had some in the past, but obviously you guys know, like, started Team Fit Fortress, and I'm really trying to grow it and getting more knowledge out there so that you guys aren't just listening to me and asking questions for me is a huge part of growing a team. So I'm really excited to say that Stacey graciously said that she would talk to us tonight. I want it to be more of a Q&A style, so I know there's like certain things that my girls we talked about that you said you were struggling with. So I want you to kind of pick Stacey's brain, and I picked her for several reasons. She's our first guest speaker, but I picked her because not only did she see success fast, she hit diamond in, Stacey corrects me, it was like 45 days, somewhere around that time frame. And I want you to pick her brain because she just came in like straight out of the gate. Now, even if diamond isn't your ultimate goal, we're also newer-ish to the business. I know some of my girls literally just signed up last week, and then other of my coaches have been around for a while, but I don't think that anyone's really like felt like, okay, like I can do this. You guys are always having questions, and I know that you guys struggle in different ways, so I figured why not have someone who is still very new to the business talk to you. That way you guys can relate to her more and ask basically how she got to where she is. And she is a working mom. She has 2 girls. She's a wife. And she said that she was lacking passion for work until she became a coach. So I am going to mute myself.
Hey guys, can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. I'm Stacey. I've been a coach since the beginning of May. I hit diamond about 6 weeks ago. I was one of those people that I was always a challenger with Kelsey since December, and she kept asking me to be a coach, and I was like, no, it's not really for me. I'm not the type of person to put myself on social media. Like I never posted a lot. It was basically like my kids and if my husband and I went on vacations. Like I wasn't I never put myself out there. Like I didn't like to post a lot. And then once I finally decided to give it a shot, it's been a whole whirlwind in the last couple of months. My confidence has grown so much. I hit diamond quickly, so that obviously helps. But I'm very new. So when Katie Ann asked me to come on this call at first, I was like, I don't know about that. I'm very new. I'm still learning. So I was like, why would I be good on this call? But then she said, like, a lot of you guys are newer too, so it might be good for us to pick each other's brains and maybe help you guys come up with some things that you might be struggling with, or some things maybe I can help you out with. Like Katie Ann said, we're going to do kind of a Q&A, so if you guys want to ask some questions, go for it.
I'm going to go ahead and start us off because I know a couple of the things that they're struggling with, and I know some of the girls may not just want to, straight out of the gate, ask a bunch of questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask some of the things, and then you girls, I want you to feel like you can ask, and Bailey, you too. Obviously, you're pushing for diamond as well. So anyways, one of the things that, and this is just a generic question, but I know Kelsey has talked about it before in the past. You're a mom. You work full time, and you brought on BB, like being a coach. So obviously, a lot of us, I think when we're new, and even a lot of the people that I talk to that are hesitant, they're like, well, how can I add more to my plate,
Yeah.
and be successful in this? Because they see a lot of the graphics that, that we put out. They see like the trackers, they see all that, and they're like, more work, I feel like, is what everyone sees. And I'm not denying that it's not work, but I'm wondering, it's kind of twofold. How did you balance your time, and how did you see success so fast when you have so much going on in your life?
So have you ever heard the saying, like, if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person? Like, you just have to, like, prioritize your time and your day. I do a lot of stuff at night after my kids are in bed. When I'm at work, I try to get some stuff done if I have, like, free pockets of time. A lot of my challengers are friends, so they text me all the time, which kind of gets crazy. But it is a lot of work. I'm definitely not going to sugarcoat that at all. But it's something that I'm passionate about, so I prioritize it and I make it important, and I make sure that I make the time to do it every day. My day job, I work for a television network, and it's been a lot of fun. But there's not really a lot of room for advancement because it's a very small regional network. So I've been, like, lacking the passion of work. So this has kind of just, like, fueled my fire. And, you know, if it comes to be an opportunity where one day I can leave my job and do this full time, then I probably would. But it was something that I gained a lot of confidence in. It's something that helped me become a better person. I'm a happier mom because of it. So I just prioritize it and make it an important part of my day. But yeah, it is a lot of work. So some days are stressful.
So with putting in a lot of the time and the effort, when you said you use, like, small pockets of time, so do you break up, like, your power hour, or kind of give them a couple examples of how you will break it up into small pockets of time?
Yeah, so when I am at work, on my lunch break, I might send some invites and do some, and so yeah, I definitely break up my power hour and do it throughout the day whenever I have time. If I have a busy day at work and I can't do it, then I always do it at night. And I actually said that to Kelsey the other day. I was like, I feel like I don't get a lot done during the day, and, like, everything I'm doing is at night. And she's like, but that's kind of who you are marketing to, like, people who work and who are moms and might not get to look at their social media until that night. So it just works for me. But yeah, I'll do some inviting throughout the day. I'll go on my challenge tracker app and, like, comment to the girls, or, like, I schedule out all my posts on there so that I'm just doing that once a week and I'm not doing it every day on my own. It makes it a lot easier. But yeah, so, like, I'll go at one point for maybe 20 minutes, I'll go through my challenge tracker, and then another 20 minutes later in the day, I'll do some invites. But yeah, I definitely don't do the whole list all at once. I just kind of do it as I can throughout the day.
Okay, awesome. Does anyone have any questions? Steph, you look like you were about to say something before I. No? You have to unmute yourself. I got you.
Am I unmuted now? I'm good. Hi. So I think one of, like, my questions is like, how do you keep your challengers so focused? Like, I have some challengers and I have some coaches under me right now, and they're either completely on the wagon or they're completely not, and I don't hear from them for, like, weeks at a time. They're, like, 100% or they're 0%, and especially if I'm going to go for diamond, I need to make sure that the coaches that I do have are strong ones. So how do you keep your coaches strong and then just keep adding to them without falling off?
I think that's, like, it's a constant battle that everyone's going to have. Everyone has challengers that they seem like they're right off the gate, they're ready to go, and then they fall off. I've seen that in Kelsey's challenge. It happens to everybody. You just have to keep inviting. If someone falls off, you want to always have someone else there. You want to make your downline strong enough that if someone does fall off, you still are going to keep your rank. And you just keep inviting and keep doing new challenges and, like, freshen up your challenges so it's not the same all the time. So they're not like, well, we did this last month and we did it the month before. You have to find things that your challengers are interested in and what's going to get them excited every day. One thing that I've been doing that I really like, we do teams. So we put them on teams and they kind of keep each other accountable. Like, when you're in a team, one, you want to win prizes. And two, you don't want to be the person that lets your team down. So, like, they're more involved and they talk on chats and stuff, and they pump each other up. And I think that really helps keep it's more of like a competitive environment, and it keeps them more engaged.
That's actually a really good idea. But if I can just throw something in there, like you're completely right. I mean, the issue is stuff is that we can't make people do stuff. Like we can literally give them everything they need, even coaching or just being a challenger. It's just they really have to want it. I
Mhm.
think Kelsey had a call where it's our job to be there for them, and it's our job to provide them and actually coach them through like the details of everything. But as far as motivation, that's got to come within. I mean, honestly, like, yes, we talk about, motivational Monday and like da-da-da, and like, how are you girls doing? But the issue is, it's like the only one that's going to get your ass up and out of bed and like get that workout done is you. So, I mean, it's something I struggle with. I mean, I struggle with keeping my downline the right way it needs to be. And it's just constantly inviting. It's constantly inviting to your challenge groups, to the business opportunity. And it's knowing that, all right, you get that email that says someone's going to go inactive. You already have 5 conversations from last week that you're like, all right, let's get this done. So that's something that, I mean, honestly, it's always going to be that way. And you have to get past the point where it no longer frustrates you, because it can be very frustrating, especially when you're trying to do everything you can for them. And, and you're reaching out to them and, they're not responding or whatever. You just have to realize that there's only so much that we can do, and kind of is what it is. So does anyone else have any questions? Okay, well, I have another one. One of the people, and Steph, I'm surprised you didn't ask this, since this was your thing that you said you struggled with when we talked last week. Some of the girls seem like they're having a hard time, twofold, kind of talking about the money aspect in order to get people to, sign up with you. But then, also in regards to money, I had a couple girls, and Steph, you were one, you said that you feel bad asking for money, knowing that you're making money. So, a lot of my girls, I think almost all of mine, maybe with the exception of Katie. I mean, I know you like the money, but I don't know if you're really in it for the money. But the majority of my girls are in this for the money. And I mean that in the best way possible. I mean, financially, to get themselves out of situations that they don't want to be in. And I told them that, like, I lay my head down at night not feeling bad about asking for money or for them to join, or knowing that I'm making money off of this, because we are selling and not even selling, but we're providing such a great experience that's lifelong and healthy and not a scheme and all these things. So it took me a while to get past that, but I'm wondering, you, since you're so new, how you deal with the money aspect and how you feel about knowing that you're making money off of people.
I don't like asking for money. Like, the worst part about sending an invite and getting into a conversation is, how much does it cost? That every time, I hate that part. But if you think about it this way, like, if they're not going to do this with you, they might go join a gym, and they're going to put their money somewhere else. So you might as well benefit from that. And to be a business savvy person, you have to get that money part out of your head. Yeah, we're all in it for the money, but you're selling them something that's more important than that. You're selling them how to make themselves feel better about themselves. You're getting them engaged. Like, yeah, they can go buy a gym membership, but again, it doesn't mean they're going to use it, and they're still going to just be spending that money. Like, we give them and we provide them with a lot more than that. They're not going to get a shake at a gym unless they're paying more for it. They're not going to get a meal plan. They're not going to have someone on their side all the time answering their questions unless they pay for a trainer. So, like, if they're really going to be in it and they're really going to, and they really want those transformations, they're going to be spending the money anyway. And it might as well be you making the money off of it.
That's such a good point. I didn't even really think about that. because I know for me, like, the gym membership I had was like $30 a month. So I was just wasting money doing nothing, feeling worse about myself because I wasn't seeing results. So, like, we all know the value in it, but you like you said, it's like you're providing so much more so that you shouldn't feel bad about. And the one thing that Kelsey said too, and Stacey, I'm sure you were on the call, was, making them feel like they're not just another $50. It goes back to building their relationships. I don't know if you want to add anything on that at all, but
Yeah, I mean, when the reason that we're talking about Team Cup and we're talking about how many people we want to help, not how many Success Club points we want. Like, we have to not think about everyone so much as a number, as a paycheck, as Success Club points, so you can get a free shirt. Like, everyone you're helping, like, every one of you became a coach maybe because you wanted to make some money, but you chose this because you wanted to help people. And that's what we're all here to do. Like, you're here to help every person that you make money off of. Them, you're helping them in some way. If they're going to keep doing it, like, there's a reason that they keep getting those shakes every month and keep doing the workouts. It's because you're providing them with something that they are using to help make themselves a better person in all around. Like I said, for me, like, when I joined, like, I joined to lose weight, but I got a lot out of it even before I became a coach. Like, I wouldn't have had the confidence to become a coach before Beachbody. So there's a lot more that you get out of it than just that paycheck. And you just have to remember that when you're having these conversations with them, you want to make sure that they don't feel like a paycheck to you. And then I think that will help you not feel so bad about taking the money too, because you're really providing them a transformation mentally and physically.
sorry, my dogs are barking. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Tilly, stop. One of the other things too that, and this is another really basic question, but it's going to be good for a lot of girls to hear, even who aren't on this call, is how do you deal with no's? Like, I always tell them, like, no's are a good thing. Like, no's mean that you're inviting and things like that. But especially, you said that you were like, you didn't really put yourself out there very much, and it seems like you were really kind of a shy person. And I feel like I have a couple of girls that are really like that, and I feel like no's to them, they'll kind of take them to heart in a way, even though it's easy for me to say because I've been doing this for like 2.5, 3 years now. So no's, I'm just like on to the next one. But for you as a new coach, like, is there anything that you did in particular, or any advice that you have in how A, responding to no's, and B, how you don't let it like take you apart?
Yeah, no's are still a tough one for me because I am so new. So getting a no, especially when you're pushing, you to reach your goal for that month and you keep getting no after no, it can definitely be frustrating. But I think one way that we should be thinking about it is a no now might be a yes in the future. So you might be setting yourself up down the road for a yes. Even with your challengers, if you ask them to be coaches like me, they might tell you no 10 times, and the 11th time they might be yes. That you can't take a no personally, because it just means that they're not ready and they're not there yet. And you don't want someone to sign up anyway that's not going to be there yet, because they're going to fall off. So, like, don't take it personally. It just means that they're not in the place that they need to be to get that transformation. They might say they want it. They might say that the money is the reason they're not doing it. But if they really wanted to do it, it's not that much money. So, and you get a lot out of it. So it just means it's just money is the excuse that a lot of people use, but it really is because they're just not ready to do it yet. So take the no, put it in your little notebook, go back, invite them to another challenge group the next time, and one of these days that it might come down to a yes.
I love that point, because I spoke on a couple other girls' team calls about Diamond specifically, and that was the one thing I said. Like, Steph, you talk about wanting people who are not going to fall off. You want the people to sign up with you in order to hit Diamond to be like, fuck yes, let's do this. Like, you want them to be like, you don't want to persuade anybody to do this journey, because if you do, they're going to be the first person to send that shit back in 30 days, or they're gonna be the people that they do it for like 2 weeks and then you're like, where'd she go? So that's such a good point, because you want, for as many no's as you get, there are people out there who will say yes and who really want to do it. And yeah, a lot of them are going to be the no's from before. They just have to want it for themselves. So that's a really good point to make. Anyone have any other questions? I have a couple more before we wrap up. No? Nobody? Katie, Sarah, Bailey? You guys are just like sitting there quiet. With Diamond specifically, because I know Steph's kind of like teetering on the thing of thinking like, you know, a lot of them, like I said, I don't think they really realize, and I can tell them that hitting Diamond changes your income. But can you kind of hit on that a little bit of how that changed for you once you hit Diamond?
Yeah, I mean, Diamond it's a whole new level of like team bonuses. Like when you cycle, you get more money for being a Diamond. Obviously, you get more money when you have more people on your downline. But it's, I don't know, it's like, it's just a different, it's a different feeling. Like it's a confidence builder that, yeah, you can do this. And like, you just, like I said, if I could ever make this a full-time job, I would. Hitting Diamond isn't going to do that. You know, like it's definitely more money, but it's not going to be like, I'm Diamond now, I can quit my job. But it's definitely nice to have. And one of my emeralds is actually my spouse account. So I don't know if you guys have spouse accounts, but he's a pretty solid emerald there. My goal is to eventually build his up to Diamond 2 one day. But so that, I mean, that's helpful because we're making the income off of that emerald as well. And I did the performance line for that because I was drinking Energize anyway. So it really just, it made sense to make commission off of myself.
That's literally exactly what I do. I have a parent account that my emerald on my left is my mom's account, and I use that for Energize and Recover because I'm already drinking it. So even though I'm spending the money on that, I'm still getting some of that back. So it makes complete sense. In the sense of Diamond itself, so Sarah, like you're on the call, so we haven't even had this conversation yet, but essentially it's having 4 people on each side and 2 of them have 2 people underneath of them. And she was saying like cycle bonuses. So and basically you're bonusing out every single week how much volume is putting out. So how much product is going out. And I guess my question would just be, like, I know you came into this strong, and I think you said a lot of the people that you signed up were your friends. But in regards to specifically hitting Diamond, was there anything that you did knowing that would get you there, like, quicker or faster? Or were you just determined, like, I just need to get this done?
I didn't do anything specifically. If I had known, like, if I were bringing in someone that I knew was going to be a coach, I would have strategically placed them on my downline. But both of my coaches are on the same leg. But luckily they're on a different leg than my husband, so it kind of worked out that way. But so I didn't do it on purpose. But if you have someone coming in as a coach and you don't have an emerald, or you have like a weak emerald on that side, you're going to want to put them over there. Like I would just, like, until you hit Diamond, you really kind of just go back and forth between your legs. But unless you know someone, like, you're like, this person will probably become a coach now or within a month or 2. So if you have that kind of inclination, you can figure out where to put them on your downline to make that happen a little bit faster.
Absolutely. And then my last question for you is in regards to personal development. So you're still, again, you've only been in this since May. You said that you were pretty shy and stuff, in the beginning. And I'm assuming that before Beachbody, you really probably weren't into personal development, because I don't think a lot of us are like, personal development, like, what? I don't need self-help books. That's what I was thinking. And even as a coach for the first couple of years, I mean, I even was kind of like, okay, like I'd listen to videos that Kelsey would tag us in or something like that, but I wasn't like a true like gung-ho like self-help person, how much do you think or personal development, how much do you think that personal development helped you kind of come strong out of the gate, and maybe give some recommendations of some things that you would listen to or read or something for some of the newer girls?
Yeah, it definitely helps. You're a Badass is a great, most of you probably have at least heard of it because we talk about it a lot in our team page. But that was a great book to start me off with. It just, I don't know, it centers you, and it's a really good book to help you get some confidence in yourself and take that business mindset. Right now, I just started the 5-second rule. Yeah, I like it. It was one of the recommendations Kelsey gave our Team Cup team. So I just started that one, and I really like that one too.
I'm obsessed. It sounds so dumb thinking like, oh, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like I'm literally like laying there, but like it really does work. And I'm an audiobook person. I started, I mean, I like to read, but I just with my schedule, like, I mean, I'm lucky if I can sit down and read a couple pages in the morning, but normally I started to just get the audio versions along with the books, and I just turn it on like while I'm, doing dishes or, putting on my workout stuff and like listen, like, drinking my Energize and doing a million things at once because my life is so crazy. And I know we have some moms on here and, all of us work full time. So that's a suggestion that, I always keep my notebook like on my kitchen table, and I like literally, just for those who like Sarah, I know we haven't talked about too much about personal development, but I literally will put like August 6th, 5-second rule. And then like she'll say something that I like want to write down, and I'll just write down a couple little tidbits. So then I can like actually go back later and then digest it and have like something to actually physically look at because I'm a very visual person. But audiobooks are definitely a great way to kill like 2 birds with 1 stone. So
one good thing with that is you can put it on in your car. Since you all work, you can listen to your PD on your way to and from work and knock that out. It's something that you already are doing during the day anyway. So like my drive is like 15 minutes once I drop my kids off from daycare. So that was a suggestion Kelsey gave me, and I was like, that makes total sense. So if I do have an audiobook, I will do that in the car. I am a very big book nerd though, so I do like reading the actual books.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, we have like just a couple minutes left. Does anyone have anything else? No, we have a lot of quiet girls. But Stacey, I think this actually really helped. Like I said, I recorded it so a lot of the new girls can listen to it later. Is there anything else that you'd like to add? Because I had all the questions that I wrote down. You answered them. So
no, I think that's about it. The only thing I would add is spouse accounts are important if you need them. If you're struggling to hit that extra emerald and you have a person, either a spouse or a family member that you can add. Kelsey was big on that. My husband is one of the first people that I signed up. And it's been helpful because you make double the money on yourself. So the other thing I was going to say, Stephanie, you touched on having coaches under you. I will tell you, it's a struggle when you are counting on someone else to help you reach your goals. I had all of my people to hit diamond, but I needed my coach to hit emerald, and it's a really frustrating thing. But you just have to keep building them up and making them feel like they're important, and they're also not just a number to you. They're not just an emerald. They're someone that you want to build up and help them get confidence along the way. And the more confident they are, the more people they're going to be able to invite and get moving along on your team too.
Absolutely. And I think the thing with that is 2 lessons from that is constantly keep inviting, like you said before, and that means coaches too, constantly adding coaches, because you could have a coach that takes, months to hit emerald, or you could have a coach that could hit an emerald overnight. So it's just constantly adding in those people. but not only just that, with your existing coaches, like she said, just continuing to build them up, and not only that, and not only, you know, do things where, you know, you're checking in with them or making sure they don't need anything, but to also make sure that they realize what rank means and what that can do for them. Because I think a lot of you think, okay, emerald, okay, diamond, like I don't really care about the rank, da da da. But then you guys tell me that you're financially driven. And so it's like, it goes hand in hand, you know? Like, you may not want the whole announcement of like, oh, emerald, oh, diamond. But I can tell you one thing, getting an extra $100 a week just for cycling, like, I'm like, oh, I have $100 in my account because of what our team's doing. So, I mean, like, again, this is not like me shooting for 5-star is not just for myself. I mean, yes, financially it's going to get me to where I want to be. It's going to get, you know, my team where I want it to be. But as a whole, if you guys go along with me and you come on this journey with me and you guys hit diamond with me, you guys are going to be cycling all of that money. So if I go and get 5 diamonds somewhere else and none of you are at diamond, you guys are going to be missing out on a fuck ton of money. And it's going to happen because I'm going to do it. So hitting diamond isn't like, oh, you're just helping me get where I want to be. You guys are going to be cycling out just the same amount of money. So and I understand that a lot. I know rank is, you know, a big mess, and Sarah's, you know, this is her first team call, so she's like, what the hell is all this? And so, I mean, it's a lot of different things that we need to have one-on-one conversations about, but I don't want anyone to think that diamond, like you guys personally hitting diamond, is just to get me where I want to be, because that's not true. It's getting you where you want to be financially and making our team collectively like kill the end of the year so that we all are going to get the payout. Every single person who hits a rank. And I mean, even emeralds, you're getting, I mean, you're only, I think it's like, I can't even remember, like $14 a week or something just for rank. But it's the diamond level where you start getting a percentage of every single thing. So let's say all 6 of us right now, like, you know, Stacey's on our team, but all of us are constantly, we're all hitting Success Club and we're all putting products at the door. Every single week, you're going to get a portion of all of that collectively, what we're putting out the door. So that's how you make all the money instead of just commissions. Plus, throw your commissions on that. You're hitting Success Club 10, higher. It definitely adds up. So I know that there's some of you that think that maybe rank or diamond isn't really where you want to be, but financially, you guys are definitely, I mean, even just us, our team as a whole, with who I have on my downline, I mean, I have almost, I don't know, 20, 30 discount coaches at least on my account. So if you guys hit diamonds, you guys get that. Like, you guys get a portion of that. So I don't want this to just be about rank, but I think breaking that down that way, and Stacey, I think these, you know, answering these little questions, they seem so minuscule in the scheme of things, but it definitely helps overall to get them to realize that it can happen faster than you think. So I really, really appreciate it. All right.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, our first guest, and your first speaking on a one-on-one team call. So it's great. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. And please, 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 I want to start doing one-on-one calls on the regular. So Stephanie, I can tell by your face your wheels are spinning, so I'm calling you out. So we need to chat. So all right, girls, I will see you later. You guys have a great night. Bye.